Happy Saturday morning. It's about 7:15 a.m. I went and did my walk this morning. And I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw several clips of an interview Tucker Carlson had Marjorie Taylor Greene on his podcast. And I saw 3 or 4 clips that I watched, and I was agreeing with almost everything both of them were saying. They were talking about AIPAC, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, probably because of her Jewish space laser comments back in the day, was talking about how, when you run for office, first time you run for Congress, all these groups approach you and they want you to fill out questionnaires, and because they want to know where you stand on the issues. And new members always get approached repeatedly by AIPAC, and I guess they weren't super fond of her views. So she was sworn into Congress on something like January 3rd, 2021 for the first time. Like 3 days later was January 6th. And all the new members in that class, Democrat and Republican, were taken on a special trip to Israel by AIPAC. She was the only new member that was not invited, which was probably her anti-Semitism. But the overall point is the influence that AIPAC has on Congress and how they get their claws into new members early. A point which is well taken. And she and Tucker Carlson were both saying that that's a very, very bad thing. And that there are some, based on her observations, there are some members of Congress in both parties that place the interests of Israel ahead of the interests of the United States and their own constituents because of the money that they get from AIPAC. Objectively, that's a terrible thing. And in another clip, Tucker Carlson was asking about the Republican Party's obsession with violence. And he's like, you can go out to dinner with Tomcotton and have a very pleasant conversation. He's a Republican senator from Arkansas, I think. Tucker Carlson was like, you can have a very pleasant conversation with him, and disagree about this, or disagree about that. He's like, but if you tell Tomcotton that the United States shouldn't be bombing and killing people in other countries, he's like, Tomcotton will get upset because he just wants to bomb and kill people. And he was like, what is the Republican Party's obsession with bombing and killing people in other countries? And she was like, it's a darkness, I think, that exists in a lot of members. She's like, it's a terrible, horrible thing. And I'm just sitting here like, why? I'm like, this is where it's, these two people now sound reasonable to me. What is happening? What is happening? They made good points. I mean, she was still saying, it was like, I put America first. I've always been America first. It's always been America first. Other countries come second. If you're going to come to Congress and basically represent another country, you should be forced to represent, or you should be forced to register as a foreign agent under the Foreign Agent Registration Act. And like that part, that's a good point. Just that look. Man. Jesus Christ. Okay. I hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday. Be safe today and don't talk to the cops. Don't consent to searches and ask to talk to a lawyer.